when all your comforts go out the window. You probably gotta reevaluate what makes you tick. Hi, friends, it's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. Thanks for watching my video on exploring what makes you tick. Do you know what makes you tick? I mostly do. I'm still finding new shit all the time. It's kind of like a big trick. You gotta search for it. It doesn't fall in your lap. You actually have to search for these things that make you tick. It's a question I used to ponder. I did find some answers. You do have to be patient with yourself to kind of like allow the answer to happen organically. And, well, it's like I had said, not for it to fall in your lap. It kind of doesn't fall in your lap, but eventually, if you put the energy out there and you try to create something, it's something's gonna fall in your lap. Who knows what the hell's gonna fall in your lap, but something's gonna fall in your lap. You're kind of fishing for it, so that's the way it works. If you're plagued with some kind of progressive disease and getting worse and worse and worse, there's gonna be an element of panic of what to do. And what helps me is focusing on the things that make me tick. That wasn't always there. I had to explore the things that made me tick. And the interesting thing with me looking through my past is I took advantage of everything I could. Maybe that's an answer for somebody. Maybe it's not. But as I was able to use my hands, I used them. I made models and I used to be into art, but that kind of went out the window. I was into writing, that kind of went out the window. I was into music, but that kind of went out the window. I remember when these weird things started happening, I knew something was going wrong, especially when it came to my martial arts. I remember one day in particular, I was practicing brown kicks. That's it. You just slam your shin into the bag, and I've done it thousands of times before. And this one day, I just couldn't keep my balance no matter what. I was trying to work on this like switch kick type thing, and I could not keep my balance. I didn't get it. And I remember getting upset at it and kind of thinking to myself, there was another situation that I kind of noticed, and I was taking impact. I used to be a really good mitt holder. I would hold mitts for people. And for some reason, after getting the cracks on the mitts, my brain started acting funny. I remember I mentioned it a couple times. But when these things start happening to you, or if they're happening to you, you're going to have to find something that makes you tick. That was something that made me tick. That's why I did it all the time. It was martial arts. That was my thing. But all of a sudden, it wasn't there anymore, and it got worse and worse and worse. And it went to like not modeling, but making models. And from there, it's great. I mean, now it's growing plants. I kind of taken and I graduate with what my needs are as far as making myself, figuring out what makes me tick. And what I noticed, how I know something makes me tick, is when I think about it for the next day. It's like if I have to make a plan for it, and what's gonna happen? It's almost like it excites me, or I'm sort of anxious to figure out what's gonna happen. I know that that's something that makes me tick. I mean, who am I really? I'm just some dude that's going or went disabled. But I'm fighting to stay alive, and the only reason why I'm able to fight to stay alive is because I have these things that make me tick, and there's something that I go to sleep with that I wake up like, oh, what's gonna happen the next day? Oh, what's gonna happen the next day? What's gonna happen the next week? These things, they do help my brain. I mean, it's not helping my body yet, but I'll figure out a way to maybe get myself out of this fucking mess. Maybe you can too. If you're in one, if you figure something out, shit, let me know.